Hey, it's Rachel, and as I record this, it is July, and I'm already working with a lot of parents who are struggling to get through this summer. So today I want to give you 2 tips that are going to help you deal with some of the drama that tends to happen in the summer or even all year round when it comes to electronics. Because electronics can cause a lot of battles and power struggles. Your kids may even ignore you or pretend that they can't hear you when you ask them to come off of the electronics, or they may just beg you all summer long or all day long or all weekend long for more electronics. And what you may have noticed is that when kids get off of their electronics, their behavior can be a lot more aggressive or rambunctious. But when they're not on electronics, they tend to be bored and whiny. So I'm going to help you with all of that with these 2 tips. My first tip for you is to create an electronics time. Create a specific time of the day, and if possible, you want to make this time pretty consistent, which is electronics time. Maybe it's an hour or 2, you can decide that ahead of time, and make sure you stay within this window for electronics time. What eventually happens is that your kids get used to this is electronics time or this isn't electronics time, and when they realize that you are not going to budge, they actually stop whining and complaining to have more electronics time. It takes a little while, but this does eventually work when they see that it's really the routine that's the bad guy, not you. Meaning you say, nope, I'm sorry, you can't watch now, it's not electronics time. I just talked with a parent who started this early in the summer. She said to her kids, this is the time when you can watch electronics, and any other time you can't. And she said her summer has been so much more peaceful because her kids aren't begging and whining for more time. And they know when the time is up, they have to get off of their screens, and they actually do because they've built this habit over the summer so far. The other tip I have for you is what to do when your kids are not on electronics. A lot of the time, kids will complain that they're bored. And I don't know about you, but I feel like my kids always say that they're bored in this really whiny voice, and it drives me crazy. So I want to tell you what to do with kids who whine and complain that they're bored. My suggestion is to make a board jar. And I don't mean a jar out of boards. I mean a B-O-R-E-D jar. A jar that's full of slips of paper that lists things that they can do when they are bored. So on each slip of paper, they'll have one thing that they can do, and they put all of these slips of paper into a jar, and they pull it out when they're bored. Now, a lot of kids will say, I don't want to do what you want me to do. What you do to get rid of this problem is that you actually have them create these slips of paper. The more control they have over this, the better. And the more you do this when they're not in yuck, the more you have them create these slips of paper when they're in a relatively good place, the less they're going to push back. And then every time they say that they're bored, you can respond with just 2 simple words. You just say, board jar. Every single time they say they're bored, you say, board jar. So you're not doing the entertaining, and they will take out a slip of paper that they have put in there to begin with the thing that they want to do. I will tell you, you can use this anywhere. I actually just made a board jar for the car, and we actually just wrapped these slips of paper in aluminum foil, and all of a sudden it became so exciting, like, ooh, what slip of paper am I going to get? And my kids are older. I don't have really young kids. They were just sort of excited to take apart the aluminum foil and see what piece of paper was going to be inside of there. So just making this a little bit more exciting can really help with the onboard complaints throughout the summer. So I hope that gives you some practical tips for how you can get through this summer a little bit easier. And speaking of practical tips, I want to tell you that I'm really excited to tell you about something that I just launched. It's a new parenting academy. And not only does it provide practical tips like this one, but it also provides personalized tips. So anybody who comes through this program, I walk them through a stage model, and I actually help them create a personalized parenting plan. So if that sounds like something that would be helpful for you, if you want solutions that work for the situations you face, please read the information below this video, and I would love to help you out. So I look forward to seeing you next time. If you have any questions about the personalized plan, about the Parenting Academy, or about these tips, feel free to reach out at Rachel at rachel-bailey.com. I'll see you next time.